Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video which I wanted to do for a while, a very easy look using minimal eyeshadow products. So here I've used only 2 eyeshadows and then I did whack a glitter on top. So if you'd like to see how to get this look, then please keep watching, but don't forget to subscribe as well to keep up to date with all my new videos. But for now, let's go. So first of all, I'm starting off with my base. I am first moisturizing my skin using the Bobbi Brown face base. I'm currently running out of mine. I love this during the winter, actually all year round, but I really find that it keeps my skin nice and moisturized. For primer, I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, and the reason why I'm using this is because this works best with their stick foundation. So for foundation, I am using the Hourglass Vanishing Stick Foundation in the shade Golden, but I did mix a little bit of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk into that as well. So I'm drawing lines all over my face with the stick foundation, and then I'm pumping around 2 pumps of the Giorgio Armani foundation onto my back of my hand, and then just going ahead and blending all of that into my skin. The brush that I'm using is the Hourglass brush. This came out, I believe, with the stick foundation, and then I did add a little bit of the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation around my nose because this really helps products stay in place. For concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Eraser Eye Concealer. This is in the lightest shade, and I am putting this on into the usual areas of my face. So I like to highlight and conceal. I am putting it underneath my eyes, my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my chin, around my mouth, and right under where my contour would be, because that just really helps highlight and brighten that area, and it helps with the contour kind of really stand out. And I'm blending this all away using my Marble Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. And I really like this because I feel like I can blend my foundation and everything away really, really quickly. I'm using this Giorgio Armani, it's like a liquid bronzer. I'm using that to bronze up my face because I wanted the base to be really kind of glowy and skin-like. I didn't want it to look too powdery. So I wanted to make sure all the products were quite like glowy and very light on the skin. So I'm putting this onto the usual areas that I like to bronze my skin. And then I went on to setting my face. I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Setting Powder, and I'm using this on all the areas where we use that Maybelline concealer. And basically when I was doing this, I realized, I was like, oh my god, I wanted to put some like liquid highlight on. So this is where I realized, and I went in with my L'Oreal Paris True Match highlighter, and this is in the golden shade. I'm putting this onto the back of my hand and then taking that same Real Technique sponge, and I'm kind of stippling this onto the top parts of my cheeks, and it really gives such a beautiful glow. This is one of those products that I would take away with me on holiday because it just is so beautiful on the skin. But to kind of intensify the highlight, I'm taking my MUA Luxe Gold highlight, and I'm putting this onto a fan brush and just dusting that all over the areas where we applied that cream liquid highlighter. And this is just going to make those areas pop. And if you guys have been watching me for the past few months, you'll know that I'm obsessed with this highlighter. Moving on to bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is just so buttery, like the name suggests. It's so buttery and smooth and creamy, and again, I just didn't want to look like my face had too much powder going on, so I wanted to use really, really light products for this. To contour, I'm actually using the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just adding this very slightly to the areas where I want to kind of add some more shadow to my face. So that's generally my contour areas and on my nose and around my mouth, and I'm just using that same brush that I bronzed with no extra product to just kind of blend everything away. Next up, it was time to do my brows. I did them off screen, but these are then filled in. And then we're moving on to the eyes. So I am first priming my eyelids using the Benefit Air Patrol. I'm putting a good even layer of this all over my eyelids on both of my eyes. And then I did also set this in place because this just helps all of the eyeshadows that you apply afterwards to blend very seamlessly, and it doesn't tug on the skin or anything like that. So here I'm just setting them in place. And the eyeshadows that I'm using, so this is the NYX Cool Neutrals palette. I'm taking this really light grey purple tone, and I'm working this into the crease of my eye. This look, as the title obviously tells you guys, is only using 2 eyeshadows and 1 glitter. So what you want to do with this is you want to slowly build this color up into the crease, which is what I'm doing here. I really took my time because I didn't want it to look patchy. I didn't want it to look like blotchy. I want it to to look really, really smooth. So now I'm taking the Urban Decay Smoky Smudger brush and I'm concentrating this colour onto the outer part of my eye and then also the inner part of my eye, because I wanted to have like a sparkly thing going on in the centre of the eyelid. So I'm doing this exact same thing to the other eye, very slowly building that colour up into the outer and inner. And it kind of already looks like I've used loads of eyeshadow shades, but seriously guys, it's just the one shade. So you just want to work really slowly and you don't want to plonk like loads of product onto your eyelids, because otherwise it's just not going to work out. So then I'm taking that same color and running that along my lower lash line, because again I wanted this look to be quite smoky and like really kind of like party appropriate. So I'm taking here a fluffy brush and just running that through the crease just to make sure everything's blended in nicely. Now taking the Moon Dust palette and this gorgeous shade right here, which is like a kind of like grayish dusty gold, and I'm putting that onto the center of my lid, and it basically makes my lid look like it's wet, but it's really not. It's just the eyeshadow. I did spray my brush with a bit of Fix Plus just to get the pigment really intense, but this is basically what it looks like. So here I'm just kind of blending that color out in the crease. And then for the glitter, I'm using Midnight Cowboy. This is probably my favorite Urban Decay glitter, just because I wear it like almost all the time when I want to wear a glitter. And here I'm kind of like dotting the color onto the center of my eyelid, because I wanted it to almost look like I had like splatter of glitter onto my eyes rather than like a full on like glittery eye. So I wanted it to catch the light, and I thought if I did it that way it would look the like coolest, if that makes sense. So I'm taking that same shade from that same NYX palette, and here I'm going in and intensifying that crease, just because once you get more of your eyeshadow on, you kind of feel like there is certain product missing in certain areas. Here, I really wish my eyelashes were that easy to put on, but I just popped a pair of lashes on, and now I'm taking my ABH Creme Colour in the shade Jet. This is like a super, super, super black cream kind of gel eyeliner, and I'm aligning my lower waterline and then also my upper waterline. I was going to keep it as this, but then I was like, do you know what? I want to thicken up my lash line, like where my lashes are. So I'm just adding a very thin line where my eyelash band is. Basically, it kind of like covers that area, and it just really makes everything look really nice and thick and full. Now taking that same shade again, I am basically going in and adding color to the areas where I feel like it needs it, because every single time I've got like my mascara and my like lashes and things on, I have to kind of like go in and add more product, just because this is where like your eyes are looking like, you know, what they're going to look like at the end of the makeup look. So I'm adding it into the crease, into the inner and outer part of the eyes, and also like diffusing it out in the lower lash line. Using this shade from the NYX Sweet Cheeks palette, I am putting that onto the apples of my cheeks, and then we're going to move on to the lips. So here I'm using a Koko K, and first I did go in with like a glossy lip and went really like nude, but I was just like, do you know what, it takes away from the like glossy kind of glittery wet looking eyes, so I went with a matte liquid lip instead. Here I'm taking the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist and really concentrating that onto the areas where we highlighted our cheeks, and then pushing that product in before finally setting our whole entire face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And that, you guys, is the end of this makeup look. I really wanted to do something really easy for you guys using like minimal products, especially on the eyes, because you can really play up your eyes during like the party season. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this look. As always, if you do recreate it, don't forget to tag me on social media. But for now, that is all, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!